Hey yo, what is up people? This is Sarang, and in this video we are going to talk about the top 3 principles, the top 3 key principles that you should be using while setting up your own weight loss diet. Alright, so the first thing that you have to look for, the first principle when creating a diet for yourself is to create a diet that is satisfying to you. Okay, this is extremely important step that most people miss out on. So when people are starting their diet, when people are dieting to lose weight, they kind of focus on these diet foods like salads and fruits and vegetables and things like that. Then there are people who mostly focus on controlling their calorie intake or controlling the portion size of the food. And all of these things are good, and all of these things are tools and kind of principles that you definitely should follow when you're creating a diet. But the number one principle in my opinion that you have to follow is to create a diet that is satisfying to you. Okay, if you don't eat big meals that are satisfying to you, that are satiating to you, that are basically making you feel full all day long, if you're not doing that, if you're not satisfied with your diet, then sooner or later you're going to get this urge to cheat on your diet, or to go out of your diet, or to eat things you're not supposed to eat, and all those kinds of things. So it's very important that you create a diet that is satisfying to you. Hunger and appetite are literally the make or break things when we are talking about weight loss. So many people just quit their diet, or just get off their diet because they cannot really control their hunger, or because they cannot really control their cravings and things like that, and because of that they just quit. So the first and foremost thing when you're creating a diet is to customize your meals in a way that are satisfying to you.
What's happening to me? There's still food, but I don't want to eat it. I've become everything I've ever hated.
The second thing is to just keep all the things in your diet very, very simple. Okay, I have seen this time and time again. People they try to add these special fat burning superfoods like chia seeds, or green beans coffee, or some real like exotic berries or something like that, in hopes that when they eat that they are going to burn more fat and they are going to lose weight faster. Or they have maybe read some article on internet, top 7 fat burning foods that you should eat while you're trying to lose weight. First of all, there are really no special fat burning foods ever on this planet. It's all about just how many calories you're eating and whether or not those calories are satisfying you or satiating you. So the second point actually ties back into the first point, that is, it's very important to keep your diet simple. Okay, if you like chia seeds, if chia seeds is something that you have been eating from a long time, and if you just simply like that, then maybe you can include it and there is absolutely no problem in eating it. The point I'm trying to make is, don't try to make your diet too complex, too fancy, and don't try to do these things that you cannot really follow for a very, very long time, and probably don't eat something that you cannot really eat for the rest of your life. So whenever I work with people when creating their diet, I first get their entire history of what are the foods they have been eating for all their lives. Okay, so if there is some client that is from South India and he's been eating a lot of idli and dosa and basically white rice and things like that, I generally don't put that guy on a low carbohydrate diet. I sometimes do, but most of the times I don't, because as long as they are sticking to whole, real, simple foods, where they are not mixing many ingredients together and not making it very, very palatable, I try to pick those same foods while creating their diet. Okay, so it's very important that you have your diet customized from simple, real, whole food that is available in all of our homes and that we have been eating from a long time. Okay,
Eat your broccoli.
No.
Eat your broccoli.
No.
Eat your broccoli.
No.
my third point is something that is really very, very important, and this changes most people's perspective and really helps them lose weight. That is shifting your focus from avoiding bad food to shifting your focus on eating good foods and nourishing your body, eating nutrient dense foods and things like that. When you're creating your diet, it's very important that you invest your mental energy in eating food. You develop a passion for eating real whole food that is high in nutrients, high in protein and things like that. Coming up with creative ways of creating your own kind of recipes for weight loss that are close to your culture but are made from whole foods that are rich in protein and things like that. So this is something that, in my opinion, really makes a big difference when we are talking about losing weight and maintaining it. Whether or not you manage to develop a real passion and motivation for eating healthy, whether you develop a connection with real food, whether you develop a connection with whole food. Okay, we can talk all about how to moderate pizza and burger and fit it into your calories and things like that. At the end of the day, if you're not looking at the upside of the story, if you're only looking at, this is one of the analogies that I always give. Let's say that if you're climbing a mountain, you ask me how many times can I stop, how many times I can take a rest when I'm climbing a mountain. If I were to answer that question technically, you can stop like literally as many times as you want while climbing that mountain, and if you keep going, you're going to reach the top of the mountain. Okay, but here's the thing. Okay, when you're climbing a mountain, if you are not really motivated, if you are not really thrilled, if you are not really passionate about making that climb, really not passionate about moving up on the mountain, climbing the mountain, and if you're just looking for and thinking about and just so much mentally involved in how many times can you rest, how many times can you pause and stop and do all kinds of other things rather than just having your focus on climbing the mountain itself, then from kind of a realistic point, the chances of you climbing that mountain become really low. Okay, so the same analogy with diet is, you can moderate all kinds of things that you want, moderate things or try to avoid all those things. If you shift your focus from obsessing over those foods, either trying to moderate them perfectly or trying to avoid them strictly, if you shift your focus from there to developing a real passion for eating healthy and nourishing your mind, your body and your soul with real whole good food that is grown from the earth or that roams on the earth, then you are going to go very far, and you are going to have absolutely no problem in losing weight, and especially you're going to have no problem in really maintaining the weight that you lose. Okay, so those were my 3 key principles. Make sure you incorporate them in your diet while you're setting up your weight loss diet. If you like this video, make sure you click the like button. If you like this kind of content and want to support me, please subscribe. Please click the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.